An unprecedented number of countries and international organisations have made submissions to the court during this proceeding. The United Nations General Assembly, back in December 2022, asked the ICJ to assess the legal consequences of Israel's policies and practices in the occupied Palestinian territory. Türkiye is one of the countries to make oral submissions on the sixth and final day of these public hearings. Joining us now here in The Hague is Professor Dr. Cuneyt Yuksel, who is a member of the Turkish Parliament and also part of a Turkish delegation that has been observing the proceedings at court. Thank you for your time. So give me a sense of your observations during today and this previous week of hearings.
Right. Today, actually, after 20 years, the court is once again faced with the task of determining the legal consequences of Israel's unlawful and unfair acts. As a matter of fact, as you know, due to the horrific level of destruction caused by Israel's large-scale attacks that have been going on for almost 5 months, the International Court of Justice has recently issued a clear warning regarding the genocide in Gaza during the genocide trial, in which Israel is on trial and has issued certain binding measures for Israel. International law should be applied and supported equally to everyone in all circumstances, without allowing any exceptions or exceptionalism. We hope that the court will also act with this principle, and we express once again that we, as Türkiye, will provide all support we can to this process carried out before the court, ensuring that the rules of international law are respected in the Palestinian territories and towards the Palestinian people is the duty of not only the court but also the entire international community, which must implement the decisions resulting from it. Today, while the court once again discusses Israel's practices in all Palestinian territories, Israel is carrying out a brutal attack to virtually dehumanize Gaza. At the point we have reached today, Israel's policy of occupation, annexation and dehumanization, which indiscriminately murders thousands of civilians under every excuse, has reached its peak. The Netanyahu administration should stop carrying its massacres to Rafah, the last point where Gazan civilians took shelter. The international community, especially the Islamic world and the UN Security Council, should not allow such madness that will end in genocide. In this context, I would like to remind the whole world of the extremely important statements of our President Recep Tayyip Erdogan on the Palestinian issue. Attempts to exile the people of Gaza from their lands are null and void for us. The dehumanization of Gaza is unacceptable in any way. We were pleased to see Türkiye's presentation today emphasizing that Israel's occupation of Palestine prevents the Palestinian people's right to self-determination, and therefore Israel must end the occupation immediately and unconditionally. Reminding that third countries have an obligation not to recognize Israel's occupation of Palestine and its steps towards changing the historical and legal status of Jerusalem. Türkiye once again appealed to the International Court of Justice today to end Israel's occupation of Palestine and to declare its sovereignty on the 1967 borders with Jerusalem as its capital, and reiterated his call for a permanent and lasting solution that envisaged the establishment of an independent Palestinian issue. Turkey leads all efforts to create international pressure to stop Israel's attacks on Gaza. And Turkey will continue to defend the rights of our Palestinian brothers and sisters internationally until the end. An understanding that does not recognize the right to existence and life to any person, ethnicity, or society other than its own race, and that sees every step taken for this purpose as legitimate, and every massacre has turned the world into a bloodbath. It is known that Israel and its supporters are, as in the past, deaf, dumb, and blind, and will no longer return to the right path. All states, organizations, and other actors of the international community who play the three-monkey game should be reminded that as long as there are inhumane conditions, deaths, hunger, and misery, wherever they are in the world, no one can be humane, no one can be in material and spiritually secure and well-being. The Republic of Turkey has always stood against this injustice and oppression. And today, as always, it has stood together materially and spiritually with different oppressed and brother Palestinian people in the most determined way. Israeli authorities are going through a very serious test in international law while trying to avoid and get rid of Palestinian people. Therefore, we must ask, if not now, when will Israel's years of impunity for its widespread and systematic violations of human rights and violations of peremptory norms of international law end? Yes, international law has failed similar tests before and suffered deep wounds that damaged its legitimacy due to double standards and Israel's impunity. However, Israel's massacres, which disturb all humanity today, remain unanswered. This will be the last test that international law cannot pass. How can the international communities remain silent about such a massacre and injustice, such lawlessness and irresponsibility targeting children and women? As Turkiye, we came to the International Court of Justice today to break this violence and silence. While Turkiye, which is one of the leading countries that defend the Palestinian in the world, Western countries try to hide and defend the barbarism of Israel under the excuse of self-defense. Our President Recep Tayyip Erdogan has been the voice of Palestine, humanity, and the oppressed all over the world. We will continue to shout and reveal Israel's barbarism, war crimes, and dirty actions to the world. No country is above the law, and Israel is not exempt from law and humanity. We expect an opinion from the International Court of Justice to put an end to these inhumane developments as soon as possible. We expect that all international courts and organizations immediately take all necessary steps to bring the perpetrators to trial. We will continue to follow these processes. As I end my words with these feelings and thoughts, we, as Turkiye, will continue our intense work as we have done so far to ensure the establishment of a ceasefire and the rapid administration of justice in order to ensure the path to permanent peace. Thank you.
Strong words there from the official Turkish delegation observing the proceedings here at the International Court of Justice in The Hague. It is expected that the judges are likely to take at least 6 months to deliver their non-legally binding advisory opinion.